Devorah, Andy Menges got the Asher Levy Award. I must tell you that you would have been a great cop. You would have been eligible for the Asher Levy Award if you had chosen law enforcement as your calling in this world. And the truth of the matter is you have, in your own unique way, made law enforcement the profession of your life. I know that you're very well versed in Jewish literature, and I'd like to remind you that Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai, one of the greatest of our sages, once asked his disciples, what is the most important attribute by which a human being ought to chart his life? And the answer that Rabbi Yochanan liked the best was that of his disciple, Rabbi Elazar ben Arach, who said, a lev tov, a good heart. I'm not sure that that's an adequate translation. A lev tov means a good heart, but also a kind heart, a generous heart, an optimistic heart, a stalwart heart, a courageous heart. All of these nuances and shades are part of what we mean when we say that you possess a lev tov. What strikes me the most, however, is that kindness, that generosity of spirit, but also that courage and that bravery. It's amazing when one thinks about what you have gone through in this world. You face the worst adversity that can come to any human being. You lost your son. You lost him violently, and as a result of an act of hatred, Ari's life was taken from us for the same reason that those 11 Jews in Pittsburgh died. He was chosen because he was Jewish. And that death certainly couldn't explain if you had chosen a path in this world which was filled with vengefulness, if it was filled with self-centeredness, if it was characterized by alienation. But it wasn't. Somehow or other, by some miracle and tremendous inner strength, you turned the worst adversity into an infinite blessing for mankind. It fired every impulse within your heart to utilize every bit of energy to try to fashion a world which would be more safe and more secure than the world we presently live in. It certainly has not been easy, but you've been recognized far and wide for your efforts in this regard. You've become an authority on terrorism and counterterrorism. You have spoken on so many different occasions. You've come to symbolize the fight for a good world of shalom. And that fight is still going on. It will go on for a long time to come. But your contribution is absolutely amazing. You had every right, after you experienced such tribulation, to expect other people to support you, to make your journey in this world easier. You could have expected other people to take up the load, but it's been just the opposite. You've taken the lead, and you've become the dynamic force that has led all of us, inspired all of us, in the spirit of that great Judge Devorah, after whom you are named. You have become a great leader. You may remember Devorah wanted her General Barak to get all the credit for their achievements. But Barak said, no, I'm not going forward without you. You're the leader, you're the force, and you have been such a wonderful and dynamic force for all of us. Everything you've done is a Kiddush Hashem. It's a sanctification of God's name. You know that Abraham, the first Jew, provided us with a prototype of what the ideal Jew is all about. And you recall that at the beginning of the biblical account of his life, we're told that he sat at the gate of his tent, And there he would welcome people, Kechol Hayom, according to the Bible, in the heat of the day. Actually, the word is Kechol Hayom, like the warmth of the day. Those words are a source of inspiration. In our language, like the warmth of the day, we would say, like a ray of sunshine. Devorah, that's you. You are a ray of sunshine to the world. Your smile is contagious. Your every word is filled with love and kindness and a desire to improve the status of the universe. But your will is iron, and you're determined to make sure that whatever legislation is necessary, whatever education is necessary, whatever can be done humanly to make this universe a more peaceful environment is going to be accomplished. In that sense, Devorah, you have helped not only the Jewish community, but you've helped the entire community. And all of us feel so tremendously indebted to you. The Shomrim Society is so thankful to have the opportunity to honor you this day. We honor ourselves when we honor a personality of your caliber. You know that the famous figures in English literature often were rewarded for their labors by receiving large sums of money for the books that they wrote. And Rudyard Kipling, one of the greatest of those English writers, was said at the acme of his career to receive $10 for every word he wrote. Two Oxford students once put $10 in an envelope and sent it to Kipling. And in that letter, they wrote the word, "Send us one of your best." And you know, Kipling returned the compliment. He sent a letter back to them on which he scrawled on a piece of paper the word, "Thanks." Thanks is the best word there is. Thank you, Devorah, for being who you are. You are truly one of a kind. You're one of the great leaders of our generation. And if we make this world a better place in which to live, in which events like Pittsburgh don't take place anymore, and the assassination of good young people like Ari will be a phenomenon that never rears its ugly head, we'll owe a great deal to you. May God bless you for all of your accomplishments, and it's my delight to be able to call you to this pulpit to pronounce you the 2018 Person of the Year of the Shomrim Society. Devorah, permit me to read the inscription on this plaque. Shomrim Society, Police Department, City of New York, 2018 Person of the Year, presented to Devorah Halberstam in recognition of and in admiration for her love of humanity, devotion to law enforcement, and nurture of children. Her courage in the face of adversity is an inspiration to us all. Presented this 28th day of October, 2018, and signed by Joseph Code, President, and Stuart Faulkner, Executive Secretary.
The truth is, I came to hear Rabbi Kass introduce me. He is a poet, and words, pearls come out of his mouth. in. Chief Monahan, Rabbi Kass, Commissioner Tish, I think you're here. Chief Alvin, members of the clergy. Good morning, family and friends. The remarks I had written for today's ceremony I discarded. Today, we are all Pittsburgh. As our people sit in mourning, waiting to bury the dead, we have no words, only tears and broken hearts. Our Talmud teaches us, Al tenachamu b'shah shemeso muto lefonav. You cannot console somebody when the dead is in front of them. We bow our heads in grief and sorrow at the tragedy that once again has struck our people. But I cannot be silent because I know the taste of death. If I close my eyes today, I am right back to March 1st, 1994. I have not seen my Ari for nearly a quarter of a century. It is true that his murderer is in a jail cell somewhere in New York State, while I and my family have been sentenced to a life of longing and loss. Only a mother whose child is part of her flesh and blood could understand that day one and 25 years later will always be the same. I will remember my beautiful son, whose eyes sparkled like the crystal blue of the ocean on a beautiful sunny day, and the long legs of a basketball player and a size 13.5 sneaker, and a heart free of any bias or ills towards any person. A soul that was one with the Almighty and all the members of his tribe and mankind. When Ari was murdered and I stood up from Shiva, my life was on 2 tracks. First, I knew that I had the responsibility to get justice for my child. So I spent years, my friends, through the entire criminal justice system, through the courtrooms in the state, federal, and immigration courts. And I learned about things that no mother needs to know. I learned about machine guns, about terrorism, about immigration law. And second, it was to sound the alarm right here in America that terrorism is here, whether we call it that or not. That terrorists will live by no laws, that we are all fair game, that their targets are men, women, and children. And my response was the core of the Jewish tradition, the values and morals that I have been taught. That is the essence of Judaism, to build and create where they destroy, to survive while they try to snuff us out. What we know is this. The most important, and I want to say this, that I have spoken and lectured to thousands of law enforcement personnel of every level in government. I've been to Washington. I've sat in the White House. I've been on different panels. What I found out, and I will say it right now, is what I say to the police officers of the NYPD. I say that you are the most important defense against terrorism and hatred. The police officer patrolling our streets, the police officer who are members of our communities, they are the eyes and the ears. They are empowered to save lives before it happens. They are there before they see They are our first and most important line of defense. They leave each day and risk their lives. Our world today is aware, even more so, how sterling our law enforcement really are, how well trained you are. And the eyes of the world are on you all today, at your exceptional dedication, at your professionalism, at your cool and calm presence in the face of danger, to run in and not out, to execute your duties. And most important, you put your lives on the line from the moment you step out the door. I want to say here, Yashikayach, that means thank you in English, for this significant award. I will truly treasure it. But my message here today is loud and clear. First, I want to say, Am Yisrael Chai. That means the Jewish people live on. In Ecclesiastes, there was a time for everything, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to uproot, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to tear down and a time to build, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance, a time to tear and a time to mend, a time to be silent and a time to speak, a time to love and a time to hate, a time for war and a time for peace. You will never silence us. We will stand strong, united as one people with one heart in the greatest country of this earth. God bless America. I will leave you today with the last words of Daniel Pearl. May his memory be blessed. I am a Jew.